There's only one slot left in the Season 7 championship match. Who will move on to the final round? Will it be the Rams of Deering High School? Or the Dragons of Brunswick High School? We'll find out next on High School Quiz Show Maine.
Production support for High School Quiz Show Maine is provided by Energy is about more than just keeping the lights on. It's about living life. As parents, friends, and teammates, Unitil is proud to support High School Quiz Show Maine. Unitil, more than a utility, part of your community.
Home renovations can increase the value of your home. Safety Insurance offers a variety of home insurance products to cover your home's increased value. You can ask an independent agent about Safety Insurance. Safety Insurance will help you manage life's storms.
And by viewers like you. Thank you.
Welcome to High School Quiz Show Maine. I'm Todd Guttner. We've made it to the semifinal number 2, and one of today's teams is heading to the championship and perhaps taking home the $1,000 grand prize for their school's project graduation. In this match, we have 2 veteran teams who are each looking for their first trip to the finals. Deering High School from Portland defeated Wells and North Yarmouth Academy to make it this far, and Brunswick beat Orono and Maranacook to advance to this semifinal. Both teams are eager to play, so let's get things going by meeting the players. For Deering, we have Tim, Asa, Emma, and Kother, with alternates Violet and Zoe, and they're coached by Kyle Davenport. And for Brunswick, we have Maya, Ben, Alexi, and Leo, with alternates Wes, and they're coached by Phoebe Hopkins and Nate Wayne. The competition has 3 rounds, a toss-up round, a category round, and a lightning round. We'll start with the toss-up round. All answers are worth 10 points, and this is the only round with no point deductions for wrong answers. Players must wait for me to complete the question, and if one team answers incorrectly, the other team will be given a chance to answer. All right, Deering and Brunswick, I wish you both lots of luck. Here comes the first question in our semifinal match number 2. What simple toy made of a wooden disc attached to a string gets its name from a Filipino term meaning come or come back? Emma.
Yo-yo.
Yo-yo is right. The most important legislative body in ancient Rome was known by what name that comes from the Latin word for old men? The same name is used for an important legislative body in the United States today. Ben, Brunswick.
The Senate.
The Senate is right. Which large African lake that is named for a former Queen of England is considered to be the source of the White Nile River? Emma?
Victoria.
Lake Victoria, right. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Benedict Cumberbatch plays what neurosurgeon character who becomes a master of the mystic arts after he is injured in an accident? Asa Deering.
Doctor Strange.
That's correct. Up next, we have a picture question. Please take a look at the monitor. Name this ancient wonder that is said to have been located near the modern-day city of Baghdad, Iraq, and is considered one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Kother, Deering.
The walls of ancient Babylon.
We can't take that. Brunswick, you have a guess? Alexi.
The Hanging Gardens of Babylon.
That is the correct answer. All right, next question. After changing the source of its water supply in 2014, which city in Michigan, with nearly 80,000 residents, found that its drinking water was severely contaminated with lead? Ben, Brunswick.
Flint.
Flint is right. What intracellular organelles are responsible for building proteins from amino acids? Kother?
Ribosomes.
Ribosomes, right. What 2-word phrase that is French for already seen refers to a sense that you've already experienced something that you're actually experiencing for the first time? Go ahead, Ben.
Deja vu.
Yes. Which Broadway musical written by Leonard Bernstein and Stephen Sondheim was inspired by William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet? Leo?
West Side Story.
That's the right answer. Next up, video question. Once again, the monitor.
I'm Senator Susan Collins. Today's video question category is United States government. Here's the question. What term is used to describe the practice where a senator speaks, often for a very extended period of time, to delay or obstruct a vote on a piece of legislation or a nomination?
Ben, Brunswick.
Filibuster.
Yes, that's right. Because a day on Mars is slightly longer than a day on Earth, what increment of time that is roughly equivalent to 24 hours and 40 minutes do NASA scientists use to measure time on Mars? The answer is Seoul. Next question. Which beach city in New Jersey is famous for its saltwater taffy and for inspiring the names of the properties on the classic Monopoly game board? Emma?
Ocean City.
That's incorrect. Go ahead, Leo. I'm sorry, Alexi.
Atlantic City.
Atlantic City, yes. Good answer. The Major League Baseball team in Miami is named for what type of ocean fish? Ben?
A marlin.
Yes. Which of these terms refers to a corporation misrepresenting the environmental impact of its business? Blue skying, greenwashing, or redlining? Emma?
Greenwashing.
Greenwashing, yes. Math question now. It's the first one of the category. Here it is. If two supplementary angles have a ratio of 4:1, how many degrees are in the larger angle? Asa?
144.
You nailed it, 144. Which commonly used computer programming language was introduced in 1991 by Guido van Rossum and named for a British comedy troupe? Kother?
Python.
Python is right. Here we go on the next question. In his inaugural address of 1933, which U.S. president said, "Let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself"? Kother again?
FDR.
Yes. In Greek mythology, Chiron, the teacher of Achilles, was what type of half-man, half-horse creature? Ben?
A centaur.
That is, yes, we'll take that. What region of central Romania is known for its medieval architecture, including Bran Castle, which inspired the setting of Bram Stoker's novel Dracula? Ben again.
Transylvania.
Transylvania, the right answer. Next question. In the Baroque period, Antonio Stradivari was world-renowned for making which of these things? Jewelry, musical instruments, or stained glass windows? Asa?
Musical instruments.
That's correct. The development of gunpowder, woodblock printing, and an early form of air conditioning all occurred under which dynasty that ruled China from 618 to around 907? Asa again?
Ming.
Incorrect. Brunswick? Go ahead, Ben.
The Qing dynasty.
Also incorrect. It's Tang, the Tang dynasty. In the scientific formula, S equals K log W, S stands for what measure of disorder in a system? Emma?
Entropy.
Entropy, right. Here's the second math question now. The bill for dinner at a restaurant comes to $43.20, including the sales tax. If the cost of dinner before tax was $40, what sales tax rate was applied to the cost of the meal? Express your answer as a percentage, please. Asa?
8%.
Nailed it again. You're the math guy on the team, aren't you, Asa? Here's the next question. In Norse mythology, the god Baldur was killed when he was shot with a sprig of what evergreen plant that's supposed to bring good luck when you kiss underneath it at Christmas time? Tim?
Mistletoe.
Yes, mistletoe. What is the collective name for the arteries that supply oxygenated blood to the brain, head, and neck? The correct answer is carotid arteries. Carotid arteries. The next question is, the first annual South by Southwest Music and Entertainment Festival took place in 1987 in which Texas city that has a self-proclaimed reputation for keeping itself weird? Go ahead, Ben.
Austin.
Yes. A newspaper editor named John O'Sullivan is credited with coining what two-word term to describe the idea that the U.S. had the God-given right to take over the continent of North America? Ben?
Manifest destiny.
Again, you're correct. What word that comes from an Arabic word meaning season refers to the seasonal shift in wind direction that brings severe rain to South Asia in the summer and a comparatively dry period in winter? Kother.
Monsoon.
Monsoon, right. In the Harry Potter books, Draco Malfoy's aunt has what first name that comes from the Latin for female warrior? Maya?
Bellatrix.
Bellatrix, yes. Representing opposing forces like darkness and light, what two-part concept in Chinese philosophy is symbolized by a circle containing black and white swirls of equal size to show that neither side is superior to the other? Kother.
Yin and yang.
Yep. What American political cartoonist is credited with popularizing the elephant and the donkey as symbols of the Republican and Democratic parties, respectively? Asa.
Benjamin Franklin.
Incorrect. Brunswick? Nast. Thomas Nast. What ethnic group of Nepal, whose name means people of the East, are known for their superior skill in mountaineering and for guiding expeditions to the Himalayas? Ben.
Sherpas.
Sherpas, right. That's the end of the first round. Oh, we got a tie game, folks. 140 apiece. Brunswick Deering off to a great start. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Production support for High School Quiz Show Maine is provided by
The Maine Education Association does a fantastic job of giving us a voice. So what do you think?
Good manners.
To help teachers and students realize that people support them every day.
The MEA helps me be better at my job.
and by viewers like you. Thank you.
We're back, and before we head to the category round, we like to pause and get to know our players with a slightly silly question. Here's our question. If you could rewrite the ending to any book, movie, or TV series, which would it be and how would you change it? We'll begin over here. Deering, Tim, what do you think?
I think I'd change the ending of Jane Eyre. I read it over the summer, didn't really like the ending, so instead of marrying Mr. Rochester, I think I'd have her go on a cool adventure. A
cool adventure. Now, by giving away marrying Mr. Rochester, did you just blow the ending of the book for everybody who hasn't read it?
I'm sorry.
I'm just playing with you, Tim. I like your ending better anyway. Asa, what do you think?
It would have to be changing the ending for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. There isn't really an ending right now. It just kind of...
So you want closure?
Yeah, there's no closure at all. And they're going to bring it, but it needs to be in the same movie because, when I buy a ticket for a movie at the theater, I expect to see the ending, so...
Yeah, same.
I feel fair.
I'm a big closure guy, too. Emma, your turn.
I don't think I'm in a place to be rewriting endings, so I'd say nothing.
Why? Do you not have confidence in yourself to come up with something creative or fun?
I don't know. When I consume media, I'll take it for what it is and move on.
Okay. All right, Emma. I won't push you any further. Kother, go ahead.
I'd change the ending of Toy Story. I would make it so that Andy never moves away. This is pretty sad.
It is, right? That's a tearjerker. It makes you cry. We'll leave it at that. We're over to Brunswick now. Maya?
I wouldn't actually change it because it defeats the point of the book, but I wish at the end of 1984, Winston didn't succumb to the party and had either died or made his way off and to live on his own.
I didn't read the book, but I'll take your word for it. Ben, your turn.
I would change the ending of Cars 3 to have Lightning McQueen win his 8th Piston Cup, which would give him one more than Strip Weathers and make him the undisputed GOAT of racing. Just end the debate, you know?
Exactly. Let's stop talking about it. He is the best ever. Agreed. Alexi.
I think I'd change the end of Romeo and Juliet, so they both live, and then you can create a sequel where they both go on another adventure with each other. I think, like
and
Tim
live
said.
through that one too.
Yeah, I think
that's a great call. I love it. Leo, your turn.
I changed the ending of Titanic so that the ship doesn't sink.
Oh yeah, and you wouldn't have that awkward ending where there's not enough room for Jack. Even though there's all this space for him to get on.
Yeah.
Leo, thank you. Brunswick Deering, that was fun. The category round is next. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Alec O'Mara from Unitil. If you've been playing along with the viewer question of the week, it's time for part 2. Take the first letter of each of the 12 correct answers and arrange them to form a word that is special to Maine. Send in your answer, and you may win a special prize. Good luck.
Next up is the category round with the following choices. Way down south, a river runs through it. I can't even. Bad to the bone. Flappers and philosophers. And ouch, that stings. Questions have increasing point values and wrong answers will cost you. Each team will alternate control of 2 categories. With each question, they can choose to answer. They can choose to skip if they don't want to take a chance on a wrong answer. Or, once per category, they can toss it to the other team and force them to answer. Players will have 5 seconds to confer and decide what to do. Because we're tied, we had to flip a coin. Deering won the coin flip. You get to choose first. Emma, what category are you going to go with?
I can't even.
I can't even. So all answers will contain odd numbers. Here's the first question. The House Qualifications Clause specifies that a person must be at least how many years of age in order to be elected to the U.S. House of Representatives?
25.
25 is the right answer. On to I can't even for 15. If a girl is celebrating her quinceañera, how old is she?
15.
15 is also right. I can't even for 20. Which magazine for young adults that began publishing in 1944 announced in 2012 that it would stop digitally altering images of its models? Students from Waterville, Maine started the petition that got the magazine to make that change.
17.
17. You're right again. I can't even for 25. The highest posted speed limit in New England is a section of Interstate Highway 95 between Old Town and Holton, Maine, where vehicles can legally travel at how many miles per hour?
Nothing goes above 65.
I've seen 70.
Yeah, but 70's not all. 70's even.
What do you think, Emma?
75.
75 is right. I can't even for 30, the last question in the category. The Global Positioning System, or GPS, operated by the United States, consists of a constellation of how many satellites that can be operational at the same time?
Skip.
You want to skip that? The answer's 31. And that wraps up our first category. Next one will be from Brunswick's side. Leo, where are you going to go?
Let's do a river runs through it.
Okay, a river runs through it. These are questions about rivers connected to literature. Here's the first one. Playwright and poet William Shakespeare was known as the bard of which river that flows through his hometown of Stratford?
Avon.
Avon is correct. A river runs through it for 15. Life on the Mississippi is the title of a memoir by what author of the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn?
Mark Twain.
Mark Twain is right. River runs through it for 20 now. In his poem, The Negro Speaks of Rivers, Langston Hughes mentions which river that joined with the Tigris to form the borders of Mesopotamia in ancient times?
The Euphrates.
Euphrates is right again. A river runs through it for 25. What 1908 book by Kenneth Grahame concerns the adventures of Mole, Ratty, Badger, and Mr. Toad living on the shores of a river?
The Wind in the Willows.
The Wind in the Willows.
You nailed it. We're into the 30 now. A river runs through it. On the Rainy River is the 4th story in what collection by Tim O'Brien about his experiences during the Vietnam War?
The Things They Carried.
The Things They Carried. You guys swept that category. We're over to Deering again for your second category. Emma?
It's way down south.
Way down south. So these will be questions about the southern hemisphere. Here we go. What imaginary line of demarcation at 0 degrees latitude separates the southern hemisphere from the northern hemisphere?
The equator.
Yes. Way down south, 15. The abbreviation PNG stands for the name of what South Pacific island nation that has a population of about 9.8 million and 839 different indigenous languages?
Papua New Guinea.
That is correct. Way down south, 20. New Zealand is responsible for more than 50% of the world's exports of which fuzzy-skinned fruit?
Kiwi.
Yeah, kiwi. Way down south, 25. After passing a referendum on independence in 1999, which nation in the Southern Hemisphere officially gained independence from Indonesia in 2002, making it the first newly independent nation of the 21st century?
What was it? Brunei, but I'm not sure. It was under Indonesia. That's in Southeast Asia.
What do you think, Emma?
Skip.
You want to skip. Okay, the answer is Timor-Leste. Timor-Leste. Way down south for 30, the last one. Predating ancient Egypt, the Chinchorro mummies are remains of humans from 5000 BCE who lived in the Atacama Desert in which South American country that is entirely within the southern hemisphere?
Chile.
Chile is right. Deering, that wraps up your 2 categories. Back over to Brunswick for your second. Leo?
Yeah, flappers and philosophers.
Flappers and philosophers. Questions about the 1920s. Here we go. Flappers and Philosophers is a collection of short stories published in 1920 by what author, whose other works include The Side of Paradise and The Beautiful and the Damned?
Scott Fitzgerald.
F. Scott Fitzgerald.
That's right. Flappers and Philosophers 15. What post-World War I international alliance came into existence in January 1920? It included more than 40 member countries in its first year, but notably not the United States.
The League of Nations.
Yes. Flappers and Philosophers for 20. More than 95 million people in China are registered members of which political party that held its first national conference in Shanghai in 1921?
The Chinese Communist Party.
That is right. Chinese Communist Party. Flappers and Philosophers for 25 now. After he became president of Turkey in 1923, Mustafa Kemal Ataturk decided that what city would be Turkey's capital. That city is still the capital of Turkey today.
Ankara.
Yes. And Flappers and Philosophers for 30, the last one. What man became the Emperor of Japan in 1926 and reigned for the next 62 years, making him the longest reigning monarch in Japanese history?
Hirohito.
That is right. I think you guys swept that one too. We are at the end of our category round, and we've got a real good match. It's close. Brunswick 340, Deering 285. Everything can change, though, in that lightning round. Sit tight. We'll be right back. Okay, this is it. We're heading into the final 90 seconds of gameplay, the lightning round. Players, you do not have to wait for me to finish the question. You can buzz in at any time, but do not answer until I call your name. You get 20 points for each correct answer. Incorrect answers will cost you 20, and the other team does not get the chance to answer. The clock is set. Good luck, Deering. Good luck, Brunswick. Here we go. First question. What gas causes bubbles in a glass of soda? Kother.
Nitrogen.
Incorrect. Carbon dioxide. What is the name of the princess in Disney's The Princess and the Frog? Emma.
Tiana.
Yes. What unit of data volume is equal to 1 million megabytes in decimal note? Asa.
Gigabyte.
Incorrect. Terabyte. Which U.S. state has parishes instead of counties? Alexi.
Louisiana.
Yes. What is the two-word scientific name for the Northern Lights? Kother.
Aurora Borealis.
That's right. New Amsterdam is the former name of which Ben?
New York City.
Yes. What legendary queen was the wife of King Arthur? Kother. Answer is Guinevere. Millennium Force and Kingda Ka are what kind of amusement park rides? Ben.
Roller coasters.
Yes. All Major League Baseball teams have retired the number 42 in honor of Tim?
Jackie Robinson.
Right. The secant is the reciprocal of which? Alexi.
Cosine.
Yes. Victor Orban began his Ben.
Hungry.
Wow, yes. The French word escargot refers to
Snail.
Asa, yes. The solidarity labor movement of the Ben.
Poland.
Right. What kingdom is the independent nation surrounded by South Africa? Alexi.
Lesotho.
Right. What character asked the Wizard of Oz for a brain? That's the end of the final round, the lightning round. Our winning team is Brunswick with 480 points. They'll be moving on to the championship final. Our runner-up, Deering, you played a great match. You had 305 points. Thank you both for playing. Congratulations to both of you as well. Be sure to tune in next time as Brunswick takes on Hebron Academy in the Season 7 Championship. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for High School Quiz Show Maine.
Production support for High School Quiz Show Maine is provided by Energy is about more than just keeping the lights on. It's about living life. As parents, friends, and teammates, Unitil is proud to support High School Quiz Show Maine. Unitil, more than a utility, part of your community.
People who can work from home seem to love it. Who else loves it? Cyber criminals. Cyber coverage from Safety Insurance covers data and system restoration, data recreation, and more. You can ask an independent agent about Safety Insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms.
And by viewers like you. Thank you.